Mornings with Megs. And I have to say, welcome back because obviously we had a teeny tiny hiatus for 2 days on Monday and Tuesday. And I want to tell you all about it in a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you what I have for you in today's show. So, the first thing I have for you is obviously I'm going to address where the hell I've been, what I've been up to, why I had a teeny tiny little break from the show, and what that means for things moving forward. I also have the luckiest window of today. The luckiest window of 2026. The fact that it opens today. So I'm excited to talk you through that. And then I have like a bunch of other stuff to talk through about. I want to talk about vision boards, and I want to talk about something that I'm also launching, which is like so much fun. And it is very user friendly, and it is very like, what's the best way to describe it? It's like a ADHD is manifestation best friend slash to-do list slash organizer slash just everything. Okay. I designed it with my ADHD gals and guys in mind, and I am excited to tell you all about it. So before I do that, obviously, yeah, I had a couple of days off of the show, and this whole show almost got cancelled. And so basically, when I first started it, which I told everybody about, was obviously I pitched an idea that I wanted to run this morning segment where you would like have all of the vibes, all of the all of the good stuff to take into your day, advice, tips, tricks, hacks, info, all of the things that basically, you know, make you the most prepared for life and the day that you can possibly be, in the highest vibe you can possibly be in, right? So that was my whole intention for the show. I am not one to talk about things that I don't believe in and things that I don't align with and things like that I get told that I have to talk about. That to me feels so disingenuous, and it like I just can't do it. So I am one, which you may know about me by now, that I was like I can't talk about things passionately that I just don't care about. And even down to the fact that obviously on particular platforms, I'm not allowed to swear, like majorly swear. And I'm not talking like I don't want to start like saying F this and F that and talking whatever. But if one slips out, I just don't want to get cancelled because of it, I suppose. So I just would rather have my own place, my own forum, my own situation whereby I can just be myself and I can bring you topics that I genuinely feel like are going to help, as opposed to topics that people tell me I have to talk about. Okay. So I don't talk about politics. I've made that very, very clear. And yeah, I just am who I am, and you're either going to resonate with me or you're not going to resonate with me and you won't listen to me. So I wanted to come to today's show and just be completely open and honest, and just, yeah, let you guys all know that, like, yeah, this will continue in the same format. Um, I may have a few different topics now that I've kind of got complete control over my own show and what I want to talk about. So yeah, I'm excited. And actually, when this whole conversation came about last week about, topics that I need to be talking about and things like that, I just was like, maybe this wasn't meant for me. Like maybe I'm not meant to have, like, maybe this, like, it was just like a fun little thing that I could do, and now like kind of it's over, and I need to find something else to do in the morning. And then I had, of all places and of all people, I had two guys across the weekend tell me that they love my show and that they listen to me every morning. Well, one said that he doesn't listen to me every morning, but he likes listening to me. And then this other guy that I met, like while I was, probably 5 vodka lime and sodas deep by this point, he stopped me on the stairs at the Supercars after party and like fist bumped me and was like, "Oh my God, I love your show." And I was just like, okay, maybe I am meant to continue this. Maybe this isn't over for me. Maybe I just need to revisit what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, I suppose. So yeah, that kind of gave me sort of like the inspiration to keep going and to just reformat it. And I guess, this will continue to be improvised and iterated. And, I can't always be online at, 7 o'clock or 6:30, whichever time zone you're in, every single morning, because like tomorrow morning, for example, I'm traveling again. My life is quite chaotic. I travel a lot. And, I think even in this like month of this show being live, I've probably broadcast from like, I don't know, 6 different places. So it's something that I need to factor in to make sure that it fits in with my lifestyle. So yeah, I always want to be open, honest, transparent, and just really make sure that what I'm putting out there into the world is genuinely me. And one of the questions, or I guess one of the pieces of feedback I got from one of the guys who mentioned that he listened, I asked him, I said, do I sound like myself on that show? Like if you like met me in the street and you had a conversation with me, would you think that I was the same person? And he said yes. And so that was like, okay, cool. Like I want to always come across as absolutely myself and absolutely not trying to be anybody else. And I'm not trying to fit into um, I don't know, a mold, or fit into I guess, a show that's not me, especially when it's got my face and my name on it. Um, yeah, it has to absolutely be Meg's or it just is not going to work. So I'm excited to bring you all of the good stuff. Like, as I said, I'm now traveling for the rest of the week. And so I think I'm going to give you this episode. And then I'm going to maybe play some of the replays of my favorite shows so far, which I'm fairly certain I can do. And then also, because I'm going to launch my app for you as well, which already talked about. So I want to give you guys some time to kind of like, yeah, do that. And I guess the biggest decision factor of mine that was like, you know what, this isn't for me, was obviously being a radio platform. It's not about teaching people stuff. It's not a course platform. So I can't be upset about that fact. But yeah, I guess one of the most listened to episodes was the one that I sort of was told that I can't do. So yeah, I want to be genuine. I want to be authentic. I want to just be myself and talk about things that I care about, and also things that I know people will benefit people and help people. I don't think it's really about politics or current affairs or anything outside of like stuff that is just going to benefit people listening to, because yeah, I want to benefit people listening to this, and I don't want it to be another, like, you can go listen to politics and shit like that everywhere. Like every media platform is rife with it. So I don't want to be another one just like that. So we are going to be doing Follow Through Friday with Mum still. That's going to be the same. And yeah, instead of having like thematic shows and whatever, I'm just going to bring you the best guests I can bring you and talk about the most trending topics I can talk about that are actually going to benefit your life. Okay. So that is my intention for the show. That is what you're going to hear when you jump on and listen to me live, or you listen to the replay, or whatever you want to do. But this is a self now produced like situation. So if it takes longer to do stuff, bear with me, because I am still doing all the other things. So I'm going to do everything as quickly as I possibly can. But yeah, it just might take me a little bit longer as I kind of like figure out how the hell I even do this. So I was proud of myself that I worked out how to like get out everywhere this morning. I'm fairly certain I'm on live everywhere. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that I am. But yeah, either way, we're doing all the things. So let me tell you what we are talking about today. Now, as I said, I have some epic woo-woo stuff to talk about today, and I want to talk about the luckiest week of the year, because I want you to create the life of your dreams. Oh my God, I also have my first singing lesson today. And like, of course, it was the day that I wake up unwell. So yeah, I'm like really like I'm struggling with a fever and I'm so tired. Um, and yeah, it's been a big week. It's been a big weekend as well, actually. So this is why I don't drink. And this is also why I need to be mindful of my energy, because the second I get flat like this, I'm just not vibing myself either. But that's okay. All right. So where are we? What are we up to? Okay, cool. So as I said, the luckiest window of 2026 opens today. Now, as all this is always just general advice, That's one thing I did learn, is that you can't just go off and like say a bunch of shit and then be like, "Ugh, it's just freedom of speech," which it is, obviously. But yeah, I don't want to lead people down a garden path thinking that I'm some sort of expert when this is literally just my what I've researched, okay, to bring to you this morning. Okay. So, astrologers have circled the next 10 days as the peak of 2026. Four planets are in a rare cradle, a trine we haven't seen since 1922. And the window opens this morning. So, like, as you're listening to this, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, the 15th of July at 7:11 a.m., the question isn't whether you believe it. It is this: if the next 10 days are really your luckiest window of the decade, right? 10 ass years. Luckiest of 10. What would you actually do with them? Okay. I'll let you know what I did last night. So last night was the first like peak of the new moon in Cancer. And so basically it's different for everybody. And I actually went onto Claude and I was like, here's my birth chart. Tell me everything I need to know from like for this Cancer new moon. So I don't have any like my sun, moon, and rising. None of them are in Cancer, but apparently some of the other planets that are trining or like I'm not an astrologer, right? So I literally researched this because I just wanted to help. Okay, so from today, the 15th of July to the 24th of July, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto converge at 4 degrees of their signs: Leo, Gemini, Aries, and Aquarius. A rare formation astrologers call a cradle or a basket. Monthly forecasts are calling it the highlight of the year. So even if you are like, Megs, I don't not give a shit about astrology, I don't believe in it, the whatever, just humor me, okay? Just to be like, if I believed that this is the luckiest week of the year, what am I going to do with this energy? If taking concerted effort into this part of the year, literally, it's only like, what did I say, 10 days? 10 days? Whatever. The next few days, call it the week. What would I do to actually like bring my dream life like closer to me? So it opens today with a Uranus Neptune sextile, so on the 15th of July, which is today. And the Uranus Pluto trine peaks on Saturday, the 18th of July. So the first in a series running into 2028. The last time a series like this happened was 1922 to 1923. So obviously very few of us were around back then. So actually, if someone was around in 1922 and are listening to this show, I would be surprised but delighted. So the formation is nicknamed, oh God, I'm going to butcher this. Do you know what? I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to butcher it. But basically, it was nicknamed after a French astrologer who famously predicted before he died in 2019 that 2020 and 2021 would be brutal years for the planet, and tipped 2026 as one of the high points of the 21st century. So I think we all know what happened in 2020 and 2021. So the moon turned new in Cancer last night. So today is one of the waxing cycle, traditional planting time. So Venus is in Virgo until the 6th of August, love and money. Mercury stays retrograde until, I don't know, like Mercury retrograde normally affects me really badly. Like touch everything. It's actually not been too bad. I say that and I've been through a lot of, I'm just going to move on. Mercury stays retrograde until the 23rd of July. So the traditional advice is build and begin now and sign contracts next week. Interesting. Okay. So why I'm leading with Sky, okay, and because like I just want to like, and again, whether you believe in astrology or not, like just humor me and just be like, you know what, this week is going to be the best week ever. The next 10 days I'm just going to do all the things to like make the rest of my year and potentially life like the best ever. So obviously I took Monday and Tuesday like sitting with the biggest call I made this year. I was like, shit, I've canceled something that has been the most unbelievable opportunity for me. Have I made the wrong decision? Like, what the hell am I doing? Should I admit it? Like, I went through a whole ass thing. And while I was processing it, obviously this new moon, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I will like just actually because new moon is like time for manifesting stuff, right? Well, so I thought until I actually read my astrology, like with Claude, and apparently it was about clearing out stuff, which was very, very needed. So I had a massive big journaling session last night, massive big cry as well. And I was like, oh, just like very, very cathartic. Like I feel a lot better this morning. So my woo positive I can't even speak this morning. Goodness me. Anyway, I'm not even going to try and attend. Okay, so a 10-day lucky window works exactly like a 90-day countdown. It's a container that turns someday into this week. So you don't need to actually believe Uranus knows your name. You need a reason to move now instead of eventually. So it's that whole one day or day one kind of thing. So what I love about this is if you needed a reason or a sign or a something to act on something that's been on your heart or that you want to do or whatever, now is literally the time to do it. So I'm using mine to relaunch the show, like obviously on my terms. And I also am launching something else shortly, which I'll talk to you about. So I would just love to know if there is one thing you can think of, or even multiple things, that literally scares the shit out of you, okay, but in the best way possible, like what would it look like if you actually just did it? Okay, so send the email, send the application, do the awkward ask, the honest conversation, do it inside the window. Okay, if it lands and you know you get whatever you desire out of it, thank this. Oh God, I'm gonna try and say this. Bar bolts basket. That's what this like alignment's called, bar bolts basket. I think. I don't know. So do it inside this window. If it doesn't, you're still 10 days ahead of the version of you who waited for a sign. Okay, this is the sign. Like to the point where people actually have like called it a thing. Okay, so let me ask you something. If the next 10 days really were the luckiest window of the decade, what is the one move you'd make? Just one. Like, I'm not asking you to revamp your whole life, to reshape your whole life, to do anything with your whole life besides one little thing. And so they've predicted that 2026 is the high point of the century. What would have to happen by December for you to actually agree with him? So if you're looking at your life right now and you're like in a certain way or like feel a certain way or whatever, what would actually have to change in your life for you to agree that yes, this was the best year of this was the best this was the best year ever. So 2026, best year ever. This is when this happened. This is when I did this. This is when I stopped being scared of this. Like I'm terrified. And I think that's probably partially why I'm sick. I think because like my voice is so sore. And my throat's so sore and my voice is just like not normal. I think that like literally my body and my mind are just like, it's really scary that you're going to be singing in front of a complete stranger on Zoom. Okay. It's really frightening. And I get it. I'm fucking scared too. But like, yeah, we just sometimes have to be courageous and be brave and actually go for what we want in life and not be a passenger to kind of what happens instead. So I'm really, really, really hoping that some of this landed and you're like, you know what, like I'm going to like do the thing, whether it's start the business, ask your boss for a raise, ask the person out, start the hobby, just do the thing. I know that there will always be one thing that you'll be thinking of. There's like, oh, one day I would love to do that. Like just make one day today. Okay. You literally have nothing to lose by embodying or just accepting the fact that this is the luckiest week of the year and that this year is going to be the best thing ever because mate, we've been through it obviously the last couple of years. Like it's I feel like I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm pushing shit uphill for the last few years. So I'm excited that now we've kind of like peaked, we've gotten to the peak, and now things are going to be easier for us all. Okay. Luckiest week of the year. All right. So let's continue along this kind of path. Okay. And I want to bring you some astrology purely because, again, we're talking with what's going on in the sky. And I actually want you to like work with free tools that will get you the information that you're looking for. Okay. So the global astrology app market is worth about $6 billion right now and heading for nearly 50. Wild. So AI will read your birth chart, pull your tarot, and text you affirmations before breakfast. So here's a morning big question. Can a robot hold your hand through a Saturn return? So if you're not familiar what a Saturn return is, and do you know what? You don't even need to go through a Saturn return. A Saturn return hits when we're about 28. And basically, it'll make you question everything in your whole life. And I remember my Saturn return very vividly. That was obviously like nearly 10 years ago for me now. But I remember it very, very vividly because it is like the point in your life where you're like, okay, cool. So this is where I'm at in my life. Is this like, am I happy with this? Do I hate this? Like, can I do something else? Like, I've invested so much down this part, right? It's a real confusing time for us all. So the fact that now the app market for like globally for astrology apps is around $6.3 billion, okay, and projected to skyrocket by 2035 with growth driven by AI prediction models and freemium apps. So freemium apps are basically they're free and then you have in-app purchases. So the wider spiritual wellness app category is growing about 14.7% a year through 2035, spanning astrology, moon phase tracking, and manifestation tools. So, new generation of apps learns from your moods and habits, chats like a wise guide, and links readings to journaling prompts and habit trackers. So, established names. So, you may already know some of these. I've used both of these. So, CoStar and the Chani app now sit along a wave of AI first entrants. So, Gen Z and millennials reporting. We report using these apps less for fortune telling and more for self discovery, relationships, career direction, and mental wellness. What better way to use apps and AI seriously than for our mental wellness? So what I love about these apps is like it's a way to like prompt me, remind me, send me notifications of things like that is happening. Now, the Chani app I have and I love because it tells me when certain planetary things are moving, but not only tells me what, but what does that mean? Like, okay, cool. So I can't even think of one that I've saw recently. Anyway, so like the moon's doing this, you'll feel this, or the sun's doing this and you may feel this, or a planet's doing this. So if you're crying today, don't worry about it. We all are. Okay. So it's very validating to have an app be like, you know what, you're upset because of the planets are doing this. Now, we have all gotten very good at blaming Mercury retrograde for all of the things, right? She doesn't go right, Mercury retrograde. You crying on the floor for no reason, Mercury retrograde. Now you have other planetary alignments and shifts and changes to thank for the way that we feel. Okay, now we are obviously very responsible for our own processing, healing, whatever. Literally, all of these are doing is kind of like highlighting it for us. Like, you have somewhere to work on with this. Like, please do the work on this thing, or you're going to continue to have the same challenges. Okay, that's what I feel like hits me in the head like a freaking baseball. Whatever. So as I said, I'm actually launching my very own web app and it actually has a manifestation with it. So, and I'm not here to bag like spiritual tech or whatever. I am all about it. Like I just, where I draw the line, okay, is that tools that prompt the ritual are gold, okay, but tools that replace the human are junk. Okay. So what I mean by that is an app can remind you to journal at 6 a.m. Okay. It cannot feel the lump in your throat when you finally write the true sentence. So what the only thing I guess I want to preface this by saying is that when you start any kind of personal development or you start working with the planets or the moon, whatever, when you feel a certain type of way and you don't have like somebody sitting across from you, whether that be your astrologer, whether it be a counselor, whether that be a psychologist, whether it be whatever, okay, you can't outwardly process emotions in the same way via an app that you can face to face with a person. Now, I say that, and obviously you can talk to an app and you can kind of process things, but you literally, like if you're in a ball on the floor, remember that you can, and I think this is perfect for us millennials because we hate talking to people anyway. You actually can like type how you're feeling and be like this and it will reciprocate and kind of let you know that, hey, you know what, that's actually so fine, and that's actually perfect. So Let me chuck my PR strategist hat on for a second. So spirituality is now a tech vertical with venture money behind it. Okay, which means discernment is officially a spiritual practice, which pisses me off no end because when people see the opportunity to monetize a sector, like all of a sudden there is any and everyone thinking that they can do this, like, and I am clearly part of that wave now. But I created my app purely because I want to not forget about the things I said I was going to manifest. And I actually even have like a screenshot section in my app where you can, like, because you take a screenshot of something, you're like, I'm going to use that one day, like like hand on heart, when have you actually ever used it? Like, we just don't. It's just, it's in the moment when we're feeling like, yes, I'm going to use that later. I'm going to refer to that, whatever. I've actually created a whole section where you can upload screenshots and it will remind you. So it will, like, you can say, remind me in a week about this, or remind me in a day about this. Let me tell you, I'm going to save you so much storage in your phone. It's not even going to be funny. Like, on my own phone, actually. So before you pay the AI psychic, okay, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Who built this? What is it actually selling me? And does it leave me more capable or more dependent? Okay. Good woo woo, hand you back your own life. That's the whole test. So whether it's a gong, a deck of cards, or an algorithm, okay, I expect to be held to these same standards when I tell you what I've been up to. So I would love to know, and whether you're listening to this on replay, like DM me, or if you're here with me live, I would love to know, would you let an AI read your tarot? And where's your line between a helpful tool and a hollow substitute? So we have no end of tarot readers on socials, even in real life. I know a couple myself. I went and saw one the other day when I was at Australia Fair shopping, and I bumped into her and I was like, oh, I was obviously meant to meet you today. Like, you know, so yeah, I think really use discernment. If you see an app that you download, it's like outside of the ones that already exist, because obviously they were already here first, but you can see when you go into the app store who built the app. So if it's like some tech LLC, just use your own discernment and be like, you know what, is this spiritually gonna set me forward, or like, am I, like, yeah, is this just somebody cashing in on the fact that spiritual apps are just the next big vertical that people can invest and make money from us? So now I also want to know, I don't know this for myself, so I'm really interested. What's the one ritual you'd never outsource to an app, no matter how clever it got? What I love about this is, again, it is just like, I can't think of one myself, to be honest. Like, I can't think of one that I just wouldn't ask Claude about. Now, because I have, like, Claude has my birth chart, and for me, right, this is for pure convenience. So I don't like take this as gospel. Well, actually, part of it I do. So the fact that Claude can go on, read all the astrology stuff, tell me where all of my placements are, what they're doing, how, you know, what the best way, because around the new moon or the full moon, there is always a billion different social media posts, okay, by all of these different amazing people. So I love to, like, look at those, and I love to be like, okay, cool. Like, I'm feeling a type of way around the new moon, or I'm feeling a type of way around the full moon, and this is what I want to do about it. But what I did this time is, well, actually, I'll go a little bit deeper on that. Typically, people say that you should manifest under the new moon, and you don't manifest under the full moon. You clear out under the full moon. You harness the full moon's energy to, like, go on, but it's not the best time for manifesting. That's a general rule of thumb. Okay. However, this full new moon, sorry, this new moon, when I put my birth chart and I told Claude to go and read all the astrology and come back to me with what I should be doing based off of my, like, birth chart placements, it actually came back to me and said, this isn't a good time for you to manifest something new. This actually is a time for you to clear out stuff. Now, when I tell you that when I finished those journal prompts yesterday, and I was like crying in the corner of my bedroom, but it was just like such a release. I felt so much better after, and I got all these things out on paper, and then I could fold the pieces of paper away from me, and I could rip them all up, and I could be like, okay, cool. Like, I've got all of that out now. And I think that's probably the other reason why I'm sick at the moment. It's just like a bit of a detox that my body's going through, because, like, it's a whole thing. So yeah, I really, really want to encourage these practices, more so from a fact of just the basic understanding we can get, obviously, because you can read social media posts. But my biggest thing is making sure that we are making sure it's relevant or personalized to us. And so that is why, and again, like AI has just made life so much easier for me, because before there is no way in hell I would have taken the time to research all of those different articles and things on my placements and the moon and all of that other stuff, because I'm just like, who's got the time? I mean, I did have the time because, all I did last night was like, scroll on social media anyway. But yeah, it's served up to me. And now each moon cycle, it'll just tell me what I need to know. So if you want those prompts, let me know. Okay, moving on. We're coming into more manifestation stuff. I could like literally, because it is everywhere. Okay. We're all about talking about manifesting our dream life. Okay. Now, I don't want you just to create a vision board like everybody else is doing and be like, this is it. Now, I have my vision board on one of my phones. I don't have access to it right now. I'll share it on my socials after. So now that it's taking over TikTok, but it's not just another vision board, okay? Creators are putting the vision board picture next to the real life result, okay? Manifesting just entered its evidence era. Finally. So we're being real about ourselves, okay? So the trending July format pairs 5 to 10 vision board images with real photos and clips of the outcome. Labeled vision board, then reality, with audio driving the transitions, obviously, as always, okay? So trend watchers describe it as manifestation talk turned into visual evidence and flag it as especially powerful for small businesses and creators who have been quietly building towards something. So again, instead of just showing the pretty Pinterest pictures and the perfect version of what it looks like or what they want it to look like, it is literally like real life. So it matches the wider 2026 manifestation mood, the trends list called embodied alignment. So matching your thoughts, feelings, and actions to the goal rather than just wishing at it. Okay. So we need to do more than just create a perfect vision board, sit back and hope for the best. We need to take action. We need to embody the person who has all of those things. And yeah, we need to make sure our thoughts are aligned with calling that thing into our life, because that's true. Like the physical action part can be easy. Okay. It's actually the thought part that's freaking hard, because if you are desiring a type of life that you're like, okay, cool. Like, this is how I want to feel. This is what I want. And if you want to talk about manifesting things, you can manifest your dream car, your dream home, your whatever. And if it doesn't feel the way you thought it was going to feel, it actually is just like, it's so disappointing. And also because if you sit in the feeling of, and my car, like manifesting my car was actual proof of this, because I had already like visualized, and I had already, visualized driving in it. So when I was driving my other car around, I would visualize that I was walking to a Porsche in the like in the supermarket car park, or when I was driving around the streets, I just envisioned the Porsche logo, or all of these things. Like I went and test drove them and like felt what it would feel like to own it. So when I got it, I was like, I kind of feel like I've already lived this. I kind of like, the newness of it all was sort of not there. I was like, well, I have felt this before. Like I know what this feels like. I've lived this previously. And it wasn't disappointing, because obviously like I just bought a Porsche. But yeah, it was really interesting to be like, I felt this feeling, so I can feel these feelings. So now the next car on my wish list or my dream list is a Lambo. I want a Lamborghini Urus. They're so beautiful. And actually, where I am in Hope Island at the moment, they drive around everywhere. So I see them all the time, which is so fun because I don't see them in Adelaide anywhere. Yeah, it's kind of, I know that if I did the same thing, it would have the same outcome. So part of me is just like, well, why don't I just go and drive a bunch of them, then just pretend my Porsche is a Lambo? Then I'm done. So, but I'm going to come back to this more when I talk about the app, because this is all part of it. So, um, basically the University of Queensland manifestation research we covered last Wednesday. Okay, so found the real risk of belief replacing action. So receipts are the antidote, they prove the action happened, right? So in your brain, you've done the thing, you've started the action, you've created. And we talked about neural pathways on Friday really, really briefly. So creating those new neural pathways are actually what is going to get you to manifest your dream life anyway. So it's all about documenting, not performing. And I am so excited that the vision board is the claim, the receipt is the proof, and the gap between the two is literally just the work plus the time witnessed. So here's today's move, because nothing at all. So find one thing you once put on a vision board, a photo or a journal page that you are now casually living and market. I guarantee you that there will be one of the vision boards previously that you've created, or something that you have desired that you have actually caught into your life and you've just not like noted it, right? You can also, and like if you want to jump on the trend, everyone's posting this on social media, but like I like to have evidence just for myself. But it changes what you believe about what you want next, because the second you realize that, oh shit, I've actually manifested that already, or I've actually called that into my life, you will then be like, oh, I'm just going to do the same with everything else I want in my life. Because and no matter how big or small it was, like just clock the moment, because it all adds up. So all of the small moments obviously add up to the big moments. And it was really interesting, because this was the other reason I created my app, is because I was like, I need to keep something somewhere where I've like got proof to myself and reminders to myself that I've called in some epic shit in my life, and I have some incredible receipts where I can be like, wowzers, okay, cool. This is real. This is a whole ass thing. Like, yeah. So I'm really excited to talk more about this. And like manifestation is something that I could literally talk about till the cows come home. And the other reason why I wanted to be held accountable for the things that I do is because I know that with intention behind action, like you are an absolute powerhouse, unstoppable, amazing, incredible. Like your life will just take off a millionfold, and you just literally will not know yourself. So I would love to know what one vision board to reality moment you've already lived and never actually celebrated. Okay. So I want you to think about that and then celebrate the shit out of it. And I don't care if it's small. I don't care if it's big. I don't, like, it doesn't matter. Just as many of them as you can go back and find evidence of, like that will be the thing that will propel you to the next level. And what's on the board right now, okay, or something that seems, now remember, we're in the luckiest week of the year. So what is on the board right now that feels so stretchy and so like out of reach, and so like there's no way this is going to happen? What is an action this week you can take towards that? Okay, because I guarantee you, with whatever the hell the astrology is doing at the minute to make this the luckiest week of the year, there's a lot behind that that is going to be like pushing you and propelling you forward. So I really truly encourage you to tap into that. And yeah, like when you really understand intention with action, right, you are unstoppable. So I'm excited, and I would love everybody report back to me, tell me how you're gone, tell me what your goals and dreams are, and like let me celebrate you as well, because I want to, if I know anything, okay, I am the biggest hype queen in the whole wide world. So if you are like, oh my god, my friends don't give a shit that I've done this, I do. I care so much. So tell me and I will be there clapping for you in your corner. Lest I go back to my sign that I created for my boys running the marathon. I still have the sign, it's literally sitting right behind me, and it just makes me happy every time I look at it. Because yeah, I am so like creatively challenged when it comes to drawing and stuff, and it looks like shit, but like it just brought me so much joy. So I don't care. It's fine. All right. Now, I told you I had a surprise for all of you, and I am like I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I was gonna do this yesterday because like I wanted to talk all about it, but I just wasn't quite ready. But instead, on a new moon, exactly 90 days before my 38th birthday, because I love me a bit of cosmic symmetry. Okay. Life had other plans, and it turns out that this is better, because the thing I built is launching on the morning I went independent inside the luckiest window of the year. I'm so excited to introduce you to my own web app, Élevée. So What the hell is that, I hear you ask? Let me tell you. So what is it? Sorry, it is my own glove app, web app for women. So it's like, think like discipline, but make it super cute. Daily non-negotiables, check-ins across all 8 areas of your life. And I crap on about that all the time because like some people do 4, some people do like different amounts, but I like to break it down and make sure that we're kind of touching on all of the different parts. Okay. So we've got morning intentions. So it's going to ask you what intentions you want to set for yourself for the day. It's got a daily non-negotiables. It's got a manifestation station. So we're going to create all of these. I've got EFT, guided EFT tappings. I've got pattern interrupts. So if you're spiraling, just open her up and she will interrupt that awful pattern. I've got a busy brain dump. So if you're literally just like, I have to do like this, I have to do that, after this, after that, literally you can brain dump it into the notes section and it will actually put it into your calendar and your to-do list for you. There are affirmations in there and the screenshot vault. So, like I said to you before, if you're like me and you like live on Pinterest or on Instagram and you screenshot things that you think you're going to go back to, we know that we're never going to go back to it. So, this is actually somewhere where you can put it and it will actually like remind you in like whatever time you want it to. So, if you want to be reminded about it in a day or whatever, you can like literally be reminded and then you can either delete it or you can snooze it, which is probably what I'll end up doing. And there's also a countdown feature. So if you are, working towards a timeline, you can do all of that. So yeah, I created this because I like originally had this idea of doing like 38 before 38. So I had like 38 things that I wanted to do. And like, because I'm turning 30, I was like, ugh, like I know myself and I'm going to change. So I'm actually going to do something completely different and just chuck a whole bunch of stuff on there and see which one I kind of vibe with the most. And yeah, I don't like it's not the perfectly like 90-day plan that I know I'm going to stick to because I know that things are going to come up and I know that I'm going to change my mind and I know that like things are going to move and shift and all of the things. So I really invite you now, you don't need to put a timeline on it. I just, it's my birthday in 90 days, or 89 days, actually, I think it is now. And yeah, I would love you to have a look. It is completely free. There are so many sections in there for us ADHD girlies as well. So yeah, all you have to do is open it up in your browser. I'll pop the link in the show notes. And then there's also a section on my website that's got all about it in there. So I invite you to use it, test it, tell me what you love, tell me what you hate. And yeah, this is the first iteration, and I envisage this is going to change quite dramatically over the time. And I want this to be based off of user feedback. So I want you to tell me what you want in this app. And then, yeah, I would love to help be there and guide you on this journey. And if you're counting down something, whether that be, and like, I don't want this to just be about like, I want my dream body in 90 days. Like, I don't want it to be about that at all. Like, let's think deeper than that. Okay. So on this vision board, you can chuck in every area of your life where you want to be. And then we can check in on all of those different parts. Okay. Because this will make it really easy for you to highlight those different areas of your life that you need to kind of work on. Out, not that you need to work on, but that I guess are highlighted for you or feel a little bit stretchier for you than others. Okay. So, as I said, if you had to pick one non negotiable each day, like which one would you put at the top? And if you completed that one non negotiable each day, where would that put you in terms of like where we are, like where you'll be by the end of the year? Okay. I really want to harness every little juicy piece of energy of this week and run with it. And I hope you want to join me do the same because it's going to be awesome. So I will send all the well, I won't send all the details. I'll put all the details in the show notes and I'll also share some social content around it. And yeah, I really want to help and be a like, I don't know, somewhere where we can all get together and be a community around building our dream lives one step at a time and making it feel really, really good to our nervous system, because the more we regulate our nervous system, the easier it's going to be to call in our deepest desires. So, speaking of the nervous system, and I purposely wanted to do a whole thing on this purely because anything that our nervous system deems unsafe, right, our unconscious mind is going to reject. Now, if you remember, we are 95% unconscious mind, 5% is conscious. So the way I'm speaking to you right now with what's coming up in my conscious mind is either pulling from some unconscious stuff or I'm reading off of something, which is obviously the 3D. So if you are just trying to make changes in your life with willpower alone, this is why it's so freaking hard. Okay. So new research says that the fastest way to calm might is actually the sky over your street. Okay. So nature works on your mood through two channels, and one of them is like woo woo in a lab coat. So a study published in May 2026, so a couple of months ago, in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, across two sample of young adults, find feeling connected to nature predicts lower depression, anxiety, and stress, uh, lower anxiety and stress, and higher life satisfaction. So the interesting part is the pathway. The benefit travels through mindfulness and through spirituality. The felt sense of awe and connection to something bigger than you. Okay. So if you right now, if your nervous system is running overtime, okay, and you don't have access to any other tool except for going outside and feeling, and look, depending on where you're at, I guess is what you're going to feel in your skin. If you're somewhere where it's really cold at the moment, might not be as enjoyable, but it will still snap you out of that state. So, um, obviously, yeah, winterproofing, it can be super small, like just noticing it counts. Okay. This is not like go out and do 100 steps and spin around in a circle and then jump on the spot and then you'll feel better. Okay. So I want you to understand that awe, like being in awe, is the cheapest supplement on the market, and most of us are deficient. Okay. Most of us literally, and like again, it's July, it's cold, it's dark, it's like again in the southern states. Not here, it's very, very sunshine. But the study says that the magic ingredients isn't kilometers, it's connection. So actually noticing the sky instead of just walking under it while answering emails. Okay. So you all know what that's like. I'm going to go out for a walk because it's good for my mental health, but my phone's going off. I'm going to make a call. I'm listening to something. I'm going to respond to that email, or I've got an Instagram DM, right? Like it's, you're being attacked from every single angle. So you really need to be mindful. And again, being mindful is like half of the battle. Is if you literally walk outside under the sun, or under the sky, I should say, it's not always the sun, under the sky, it's actually going to do like wonders for your nervous system. So 10 minutes outside is a legal pattern interrupt, okay? And it double dips two of the 8 areas at once. So it's spiritual and physical before 8 a.m. So if you put it on your non-negotiables this week, okay? No phone, just have like, try to make it as ceremonial as possible for yourself. Like literally leave your phone inside. If you are a tea drinker, coffee drinker, whatever, like take your cup of coffee. If it's freaking freezing outside, chuck on a robe, like chuck on a dressing gown, like chuck on 72 layers. But I just think that where you can romanticize this practice, like dramatically, will change the way that you feel about it. So it really is like, you can, like I said, grab your dressing gown or grab something, even grab a journal. Like, and you don't even have to grab anything, to be perfectly honest. Like literally just go outside, look up at the sky. Okay. Just ground yourself in the fact that like how crazy that there is this massive abundance of everything above us. Okay. Just have a look up. That's all you have to do. Look at the sky, look at the clouds, and it will interrupt your spiral thinking. It will interrupt anything that you're feeling at the minute. And it's basically going to allow you to go in deeper and just be like, okay, cool. Yep, I'm good. So I would love you to have a bit of a think about how you can create awe in your day. Okay. Is it the beach, the park, a tree? Like, what is it that you love looking, that you're just absolutely in awe of? And it can be like your kid, it can be your cat, it can be your dog, it can be literally be anything. Something that you are absolutely completely in awe of. I want you just to like take 10 minutes today just to have a look and just admire it, because that awe, like that vibration of awe, is just like the highest vibe we actually can feel. So if you're like up, you're like overthinking and you're doing all these things, just like stop, be like, no, notice it, and then go and admire something that you love. And even if you can't think of something that you are absolutely in awe of right now, when did you last feel like feel small in the good way? Okay. even if it was like something that, a nice meal you made or something that happened, like anything that you can refer back to where you are like, oh my God, that actually made me feel so good. Okay. I'm going to get more of that. And just make sure that you're just not dopamine hacking. Okay. Make sure it's actually something that, is something outside of yourself as well. Actually, something inside of yourself is great. So, like something you're super proud of that you did, or something that you're doing, or steps you're taking towards a big goal, or something that's really scary. Like whatever it is, just tap into all of that, and you will notice how your vibe will shift and change, and it will just be absolutely amazing. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the show in the new kind of format that we are. I really, really, really felt differently delivering this one today as well. So I'm excited to hear your feedback and your thoughts and all of the things. So it's going to be available on all of the same places it always was before. So Spotify will be uploaded after this. YouTube, I think Facebook Live as well. There's a couple of other streaming platforms that I have to get my head around, but I will. So yes, thank you so much if you were here with me this morning. Thank you for being here with me. I love you, and anyone who listens, I love you. And yeah, I will see you guys. Yeah, I will confirm because as I said, I'm traveling tomorrow. I actually leave the Gold Coast like 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'll have a bit of a think about if I've got time to pre-record something today or whether it's just we kind of see how we go for this week. But I'll keep you posted. And again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. And I will see you in the next episode.